Formula One drivers will not have access to active aero at the Monaco Grand Prix this weekend. The FIA have decided that there will be no straight mode zones. Since DRS was abolished at the end of the 2025 season, it was replaced with something called active aero. It's basically the same thing, but they can open up the front wing as well. The FIA have decided that there are no areas on the track that are suitable and safe enough to use active aero. They have concerns that some of the braking and traction zones could destabilise the car during straight mode, as they're calling it. There's a lot of modes this year. So for the purpose of safety, it won't be available to any of the drivers. So does that mean that we're in for a Sunday afternoon of pump and dump, chaos for the first 3 corners and then just switching off for the next 77.5 laps? Audi driver Gabriele Bortoleto had something to say about the upcoming Monaco race whilst he was in Canada last week. He said, get this, that he thinks it's going to be difficult to overtake in Monaco. Yeah, no shit. No, but he did say that he thinks that it's going to be difficult to overtake, even with all the tools that the drivers now have at their disposal, because of the recharging that you have to do around Monaco. Tell that to Lance Stroll, the new daddy of Monaco. He was one of the only drivers to actually get an overtake in Monaco last year. Quite possibly the most impressive thing that he's done in Formula One to date. The FIA have tried a number of things to make the racing more entertaining over the years. Most recently, last year, they added a mandatory 2 pit stop race to try and stir things up a bit. But apparently the drivers didn't like that very much. And it seems that they're quite happy to let us just die of boredom while we wait for a dive bomb from Liam Lawson. The thing is, will removing things like the active aero and the mandatory 2 pit stops actually improve the racing and make it more interesting? I really don't see that happening. Monaco is notoriously difficult to overtake. And that's not just a recent thing either. Martin Brundle recently said that he always really struggled to overtake at Monaco, and that was in the 1980s when the cars were much smaller than what we have today. The problem is, the track's too narrow and the cars are too big. Yes, they have made the cars ever so slightly smaller this year compared to 2025. 20 centimetres off the length and 10 centimetres off the width. And when you're watching, it is actually visibly noticeable. But on a track like Monaco, it really doesn't make much difference. Sending the current cars around Monaco at the size they are and expecting 2 drivers to go side by side through the swimming pool section, for instance, is like putting 2 sausages in a hot dog bun. It just doesn't work. Removing active aero for the race, I feel like they're just taking away potential variables from what is already a snooze fest of a race most years. So it will undoubtedly be all about qualifying, which it pretty much is every year. Whoever is the fastest on Saturday has a major advantage when it comes to the race in Monaco. For instance, 14 out of the last 20 Monaco Grand Prix have been won by the pole sitter. I wonder who it's going to be this year. My money is on the home hero, Charles Leclerc. What do you guys think? Will there actually be any overtaking this year at Monaco? Or is the FIA being too cautious for the purpose of safety? If you enjoy my videos, please do hit the like and the subscribe buttons. Cheers.